Hello viewers, here's an easily imaginable situation. You turn the key and instead of your engine roaring to life, you get a click. Or worse, nothing at all. Most people immediately blame the battery, and sometimes that's right. But today I'm going to show you 5 clear signs your starter is actually the problem, before it leaves you stranded. Let's get into it. Apart from not engaging at all, a bad starter may also generate weird sounds or even smoke when you turn the key, all of which are signs of its impending failure. Here is a detailed explanation of each of these symptoms. The most common sign of a bad starter is a clicking noise when turning the key or pressing the start button. What you'll hear instead of the cranking sound is either a single loud click or rapid repeated clicking. A single loud click often means the starter solenoid is engaging, but the motor itself isn't spinning. Rapid clicking, on the other hand, usually points to low battery voltage, but it can also happen if the starter is drawing too much current internally. Here's the key test. If your dashboard lights up and stays bright while you attempt to crank the engine, the starter is most likely suspect. But we'll get back how to diagnose the problem a bit later in this video. Another very common sign is you turn the ignition on, everything lights up as it should, but the engine doesn't crank at all. No noise, no clicking, no reaction whatsoever. Now, if your headlights, dashboard lights and radio all work normally, that means the battery has power, so that's not the problem. In short, when absolutely nothing happens when you turn the key, that often means the starter motor has completely failed internally or that solenoid isn't activating. But before replacing it, you should first check the battery terminals, ground connections, and starter relay. Should all of these check out and power is reaching the starter, it's likely done. This is especially common on high mileage vehicles. Also, this no crank situation can happen intermittently. One day it fires right up, the next day nothing. You wait 5 minutes, try again, and it starts. This often happens when starter motor internal contacts are worn. Here's an old mechanic trick. If you lightly tap the starter housing with a wrench while someone turns the key and it suddenly works, that's almost a guaranteed bad starter. That tapping temporarily shifts worn internal contacts and brings them back up. Obviously, hammering the starter isn't a solution, it's just a verification that you need to replace the starter. Coming in at number 3 is slow or dragging crank. Picture this. You turn the key, but instead of a strong, fast crank, it sounds tired, sluggish, like it's struggling. Now, this can absolutely be a weak battery, but it can also be a starter motor that's on its last legs. Here's how you tell the difference. If your dashboard lights doesn't dim when you turn the key, but the cranking is slow, this means the starter is probably worn out internally. Inside the starter there are bushings and windings, and over time they wear out, and that reduces torque output. So the engine turns, just not fast enough. And when the engine doesn't crank fast enough, it doesn't start reliably. This symptom usually shows up gradually and, in most cases, gets worse with time. Next, we have grinding or whining noises when you turn the key to crank the engine. And this is serious. Grinding means the starter gear isn't properly engaging the flywheel, which can happen if the starter gear is worn, the flywheel teeth are damaged, or the starter mounting is loose. If you ignore this, you can destroy the flywheel, and that repair is much more expensive than replacing a starter. If you hear grinding more than once, don't keep trying to start it. Inspect immediately. A high-pitched whining noise, on the other hand, indicates the starter gears hasn't engaged the flywheel and it's spinning free. This usually happens because the starter drive, some call it bendix, does not push the starter gear outward. The reason for this includes mechanical damage within the mechanism or the solenoid that activates it has failed. Lastly, we have smoke coming from under the hood when you try to crank the engine, accompanied by a strong electrical burning smell. This is a major red flag because it means your starter has overheated, seized, or its electrics have short-circuited. The thing is, the starter motor draws a massive amount of current, sometimes up to 200 amps. Inside the starter are copper windings and insulation. If those windings short, they generate extreme heat almost instantly, which can burn installation, melt wiring, damage the solenoid, or, in extreme cases, even cause an electrical fire. If you see smoke, stop cranking immediately, turn the ignition off, and disconnect the battery if it's safe to do so. Let everything cool down before inspecting. Do not continue trying to start it. It can turn a starter replacement into a wiring harness repair, or even worse, the starter may burst into flames and set fire to your vehicle. Having gone through all the typical symptoms of a bad starter motor, I'll now explain how it works. The starter motor's job is simple. When you turn the key, it uses battery power to spin the engine's flywheel. That spinning motion starts combustion, and once the engine runs on its own, the starter disengages. Inside the starter is a small electric motor and a solenoid. The solenoid pushes a small gear forward to mesh with the flywheel, and the motor spins it. If any of that fails, electrical, mechanical, or engagement, the car won't start. Lastly, how to tell for sure if the starter is bad before replacing it. Obviously, if you hear grinding or whining noises or have smoke coming from the starter, there isn't much to think about. It needs to be removed and inspected. But if you have no crank or slow cranking, that could be a bad starter, a weak battery, or anything in between. This is something that requires a bit of diagnosis before any parts are actually replaced. What you should do first is check the battery. Many newer cars will detect low voltage and warn you with a message on the dashboard. But if that's not the case, you'll need to check it manually using a multimeter. A good battery has approximately 12.5 volts, and anything way below 12 volts won't be enough to crank the engine. You may try charging it or jump-starting the car, but if the problem happens again, you'll need to replace the battery. Another thing worth checking, assuming the battery is in good shape, is the starter motor relay. It's located in a fuse box under the hood, and its job is to send electricity to the starter when you turn the key. What usually happens here is that it fails to engage, which can be recognized by an absence of a clicking sound coming from it when you turn the key. I won't go into details here, as we have a separate video on the starter motor relay and how to check it, so you can learn more there. The bottom line is, if the battery is fully charged and the relay is doing its job, but the engine still doesn't crank or cranks slowly, it's almost certain the starter motor is bad. The good news is, starter motors usually give warning signs before they completely fail. If you catch it early, you can replace it on your own schedule instead of being stuck somewhere you don't want to be. If this helped you diagnose your issue, hit that like button and consider subscribing for more practical, no-nonsense repair guides. Also, if you're interested in how you can improve your driving, we have kicked off a separate channel, Road Base, where you can find all sorts of tips for becoming a better driver.